Daddy Warbucks. You know, the big, strong, intimidating man. That was me. 5'9", 140-pound Peyton Burdett was cast to play Daddy Warbucks in the High School Musical because I was the biggest, strongest man that auditioned. I was okay at acting, but had I gone to a school that didn't have 30 kids per class, I wasn't getting that role. The local newspaper wrote a story about our high school's performance of Annie, and I found a copy of it in our school's front office. And I remember skimming it, just waiting for my name to pop up, and it never did. Thank God. The entire article was meant to be positive, and so to make that happen, they had to skip over the male lead. Plus, Annie's a musical, which meant I also had to sing and dance, the two weaknesses I put on my resume. Also, Daddy Warbucks is best known for his bald look, and so I told the costume department, I was like, I could shave my head, and they said, ew. Don't do that, you'd look terrible. I was the best golfer on my team the last 3 years of high school, but I was nowhere close to being one of the best golfers in the district or state. Our team was in Division 3 for high school golf in the state of Ohio, and I had to go into a playoff to make it past the sectional round my senior year. I had to play extra holes. Something I never did in college. I talked with a couple small NAIA schools about walking on, but I knew my future was not in golf, and so I decided to follow my passion for entertainment and comedy. I majored in film and video in college, even though it probably took me 2 weeks to realize I do not have a passion for videography, and I'm not good at it. I spent most of my college years trying to become a good writer. I took creative writing classes, I got a job as a scriptwriter, and if someone asked me today, like, Peyton, are you good at writing? I'd say, kind of. I'd say I'm okay. And I don't want to be humble. If I felt like I was good at writing, I'd say so. I know I'm a better writer now than I was a year ago, and that's enough for me. I go to a somewhat smaller college. We have like 4,000 students, and even on that campus, there are so many people who are way better at writing than I am. I think I'm decent at writing jokes, but if you read any of my writing, it's incredibly sloppy. And I hate every poem I write. The first time I got exposed to all of the talent in the world was when I worked at a comedy club. I also got exposed to crackheads. The crackheads didn't expose themselves to me, I just had never met one before. But seeing people from all across the country do stand-up, even seeing people from the neighboring cities do stand-up and be amazing at it, it was like, shoot, any chance of me being this 19-year-old hotshot was crushed. I was like, I am not very good. And that was good for me to realize. It kept me from being a prick. I don't think I'm jealous. I don't look around at all the other talented people and just be like, oh, I wish I could be you. I'm selfish. You know, I'm just only thinking about myself and how I can continue to improve. The town where I live has 4,000 residents. The town I grew up in has like 35,000 residents. And I know if I lived in a much bigger city, I would have had a lot more opportunities, and I've thought about that a lot, but also, there's two sides to every scratch-off. Well, I wish. Even in my small towns, I've had some great opportunities. I got to do theater, which helped me discover my passion for entertainment. I got to lead a college improv team for the past 3 years. I was the youngest person by several years working at that comedy club. I have a job now at a radio station where I get to be creative, and I even have my own radio show, which I'm not qualified for, but I'm working my anus off. I have had great opportunities. And some of these opportunities weren't handed to me, but there wasn't that much competition. There weren't a lot of people applying to the comedy club or the radio station or trying to join an improv team. Had I grown up in a big city, would I have been able to do any of those things? But also, would I have had better teachers and instructors who would have gotten more out of me? You know, my high school golf coach didn't really know what he was doing, but I've also been blessed with some amazing mentors, especially at the radio station I work at now. Things have worked out for me. I graduate college in 6 weeks, and so I think right now I'm at a point where, I don't know what opportunities are gonna present themselves next. And it's not like I'm gonna sit back and just wait for an opportunity. I'm gonna be proactive somehow. I'll keep working hard and building connections at my country radio station. I'm gonna keep making these videos and trying to build an audience. I'm at my parents' house right now, and a couple of weeks ago, maybe actually a couple months ago, we had our tree get demolished. And my parents spent, I think, it was a crazy amount of money that they had to pay to get all of this stuff cleaned up, and they didn't even clean it up very well. That's gonna happen to me one day. How am I gonna pay for that? My tripod is broken. One of the legs got snapped because someone knocked it over. My microphone barely works because it also got broken when someone knocked over my tripod. My camera was on the tripod when they knocked it over. The little thing you stick in, like the little thing you gotta like, is like bent. So I don't know how much longer it's gonna last. And like I could buy a tripod and camera right now, but I'm trying to save money. I'm moving back in with my parents for a bit, which is fine. Shout out to them. Very grateful for them. You know, I'm very lucky in that sense. Not something I was hoping to have to do or wanting to do. Did I even answer the question in the title? I don't think so. That's fine. Every other person online has answers and solutions. So you can go to them for those things, but you can come to me for who cares? Guys, there's like a cat that's dying. I hear a cat screaming, and so now my code of ethics are making me find it. I hate that I want to be a good person. Because I'm not all that convinced I am one. But that feeling of being a good person motivates me. Where you at? I cannot find this cat. It stopped. I think it left or it stopped. Guys, I think I'm stupid. I think one of these trees is just, I think that tree up there is just squeaking. I think it's just a squeaky tree. Hey, I don't know, if you drink twee, maybe wait to hit puberty before you start consuming alcohol. It's just like 8 trees piled on top of each other, and they're making a bunch of squeaky sounds. So there was no cat. And now my jeans from Aeropostale are dirty. I hate my life. I was about to go back inside, but now I hear it screaming again, and I don't think that's a tree. I think that is a cat. Sounds like it's 2 cats now. And just like that, that sound has gone away again. They're definitely like across this road, but then like the road immediately drops off into a small little ravine. At first they sounded like they were in pain, but then I heard 2 of them, and it just sounded like they were meowing. Maybe at each other. My town has 4,000 residents and 4,000 stray cats. Don't get that in a big city. You get our rodents and unhoused people. Shouldn't really joke about that. We have those too. Look at me complaining about my opportunities.